least hope GRC more is considered a bit great. The party will have a bigger slice of this one. But SDP is doing very well. Yeah, SDP is getting strong. That's right. I really hope that Paul and Dr. Chee get in. Yeah, these are the two must get in. I really hope these two will get in. This guy will work hard, really work hard. $1 billion minister will work hard. No, really, I hope these two doctors will get in. Especially Dr. Chee and them after so many years. Yeah. No, I really hope that other two doctors will get in. GRC will be harder. Especially the PM. Just hope to lower the if they can get on last night. Yeah, correct. There's a margin. Let's just say you only win by 55%, then malu for him. No, really, if you win only by 55%, then just say malu for him. But you win this endorsement by the people, and people are really upset.
Anyway, I also shifted to Dr. Chee Tambaya, but then that was 1 week. Yeah, so within 1 week I changed my address.
问题是你还没做的，你还可以做吗？你可以啦，因为你 on deck 嘛。我跟我老婆讲，我实在是超给这个不用卖多的，就可以打发时间。
But we can't access that area until I'm not sure.
我们除了开车，不会啦，其实我觉得还是可以啦。哎，你看，现在你Tambaya almost 10了，Dr. Chee 我没有，其实没有，真的没有这样高了，是足够高了，没有啊，这种没有请人的，这种自己做而已啦。就是我跟我老婆说，我的 idea 是这样，今天我就是飞出3个，主要是走不车做路，我做这3个，我都没有其他menu了。总而言之，我每天给他3个点，要做来不要拉倒，就是这样。然后其他的东西我全部外做，咖啡奶茶你们自己来，我先不讲。难做还是对啦，吧，你还是要吃饭的嘛，你还是要找个地方打发时间嘛，对不对？电视机给你们做收视是免费的。
No, very dangerous. I tell you, when it rains, outdoor like that, dangerous.
Try the other side.
Yeah, I think you're going to get
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you. What's your name, my friend? Simon,
随时便便有什么地方卖。好就好，对不对？
Mic test 1 2. Mic test 1 2. Mic test 1 2 3 4. Mic test excitedly. Mic test with gusto. Mic test 1 2. Mic test. All good?
我原本因为我昨天看到资料，去100其实都回来100加算到来，我觉得去这礼拜慢慢待下去，我自己撞墙了，啊？我有手机，我想去。
Never bend down the knee. Bend down the knee, you surrender. Move in. Incredible. Tambaya, you mean by 45 point something? Yeah, right. Oh, the one GRC.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Sembawang West, are you here?
三八旺的居民们，你们好！食饱未？
阿妹啊，
阿妹，我嘛是阿妹。
Too hungry. 乐欢喜无 All right. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to begin in a while shortly. Okay, we got a list of speakers that are coming up. Today, we are starting roughly about 7:30, slightly earlier lah. Okay. So, today is the final day, but yesterday was quite a big ramp up. I just want to say a big thank you to all of you. All of a sudden, everybody become TikTokers. Everybody start posting. Guys, give yourself a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
And thanks for those who come in red to show your support. Yeah, thank you very much. Because today is the last day of the rally, so we have some special offer.
Special offer.
Special offer just for tonight. All these big bears, that's our Danny, the democracy bear. They are going at an offer price of $10 each, just for tonight.
Just for tonight.
Before the rally starts, go to the merchandise booth and get your bear, okay?
Yeah, please do, guys. Also, as well, everybody, if you can, say hello to Jaslyn, guys. Say hello, Jaslyn.
And say hello to Bernard.
Jaslyn
my
is now.
co-MC.
Jaslyn is now the overnight celebrity, but we had that all backed up with a whole immense crowd and all of you clapping for Jaslyn because she's always pushing for the merchandise because it is the backbone of everything that we get. All these are crazy expenses, below, no profit, this is below. This is not like can take like that one. This one is really have to go and find. And the person who goes and finds it is really Jaslyn. So this lovely, adorable lady has taken a lot of hits. Let's give her a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And also, I cannot share this credit alone. A round of applause to all the fundraising team. They are working very hard. Our volunteers all over there. Please join me to give them a round of applause. They've been working very hard. A lot of them, sometimes they are just supporters, came to our rally, like what we are doing, and actually stay on to volunteers and help us with the merchandise. Ladies and gentlemen, please give them a round of applause as well. Thank you. And also, this is our last day of the rally.
This woman never sleep for roughly about, I think, 36 hours already. So she is ready to totally knock out and rest. But she's not doing that until we are done with the rally. Are we done with the rally? Are we done with the rally?
No.
Yeah, that's right, guys. Because of you. Because you all have the iron in you. SDP, is everybody ready? Blow your whistles, wave your flags.
Because today is also the last day of rally, we also like to take this opportunity to thank all those that have been with us for the past 8 days.
8 days, yeah,
From
correct.
the media team to the man in blue, thank you very much. The paramedic as well. Thank you very much. Last night, 加油.
Sembawang West, make
加油
some.
us.
Yeah. Go on. Sembawang West, make some noise. Those from Sembawang, make some noise. Wow. Were you guys there yesterday? You were there yesterday, huh? Really, I want to say a lot of things. The most important thing I want to say, guys, we came through last night with the ball, with the lights. Everybody, all across Singapore, all parties, I am very sure, were looking at us. You saw all the posts, right? Everybody was saying, wow, so happening. Take a look. Take a look at this. Take a look. Take a look, ladies and gentlemen, at who? Who? That's right. And we stand together as one, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, today we kick off with all the final things that we need to, of course, say right here as your voice and talk with you and exchange with you. And we say thank you so much for all the incoming messages. And all the messages are always so good and you're always very supportive. So we want to say thank you to each and every one of you, okay, for supporting them to have a chance. And finally, right now, after yesterday, to get into Parliament, everybody, let's give them a big hand. I am very sure we're going to make a mark.
居民们，
like it.
记得5月3号，请投我们的11位候选人，请投我们新加坡民主党一票，把我们的11位候选人送入国会。你们的投票是秘密的，勇敢的，把你们的票给我们的11位候选人。Come 3rd of May, remember your vote is secret. Even our civil servants, our men in blue, anybody, you can vote for us. You can vote for the voice, our candidates to be your voice in Parliament. Vote for them, vote for Dr. Chee, vote for Dr. Paul, and vote for the rest of our candidates who are here. Send them to Parliament to speak up for you all.
SDP, make some noise! And if you notice, ladies and gentlemen, there is something that I smell in the air. I smell confidence in the air. Like what Dr. James said, Bo Bei Cao, the horses, ladies and gentlemen, are pulling away. And I let you know, who are one of the horses, ladies and gentlemen? Who are one of the horses? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I look left. I look right. What do I see?
SDP.
SDP, make some noise! Okay, we're going to do something very nice. Okay, Arifin is here. Arifin is somewhere around. Where's Arifin? We're going to do a nice group photo. Can we get everybody who's here at the moment right now? We do an initial photograph. Okay, guys, an initial photograph right here. If we're ready. Okay, so... Sorry, we don't stand on platform. We stand with you. Okay, guys, ladies and gentlemen, all together now. Ready? Hey, Justin, also good? Really? Okay, everybody go. Everybody go. All right, everybody go. Everybody go. We are one family. SDP, are we one family? That's what holds us tight. We make that mark. And we want to say a big thank you as well. Ladies and gentlemen, together with us, of course, are all that are right here with us to, of course, go in for the Parliament right here. Okay, guys. So, you know where the rest of the others, they're all like, wow, the crowd are starting to build. But then only half the field only. Our crowd is ready to roar. And you know how we do it? We kick off first, even before they kick off. Everybody, we're going to do our signature, okay? Everybody, if you can, take out your phone. Take out your phone, everybody, together. Okay, one united, okay? One united, because we are going to get seats right here. Everybody, light up your torch. Light up your phone right now. Everybody. Everybody. Everybody, everybody, come. All together, one family, ladies and gentlemen, right here. Ready? Okay, steady, before the show begins, ladies and gentlemen. All right? I will shout and chant, and we will chant together. We're waiting for the rest of the lights to come on. Very good. You know what to say, ladies and gentlemen. 3 cheers for tonight. And for the rest of all time, we make the mark right here to make our way in. Everybody, 3 cheers. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Everybody, now I want you to do something, Okay, you do this, Everybody, SDP, 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 SDP. SDP roar! right, ladies and gentlemen, that's our photo right here. And feel free, if you got the video that you turn on as well, later on we'll do some more of that. Huh? But in the meantime, here comes the heartwarming and the sessions that we're going to have together. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring up the speakers. We waste no time right here. Okay, we're not going to drag for time, drag all the long story. Ladies and gentlemen, straight to the point, because we know, I know, you know, we are going there already. Ladies and gentlemen, next speaker coming from Jaslyn.
Our next speaker, our first speaker. But sorry, before I introduce, can I have your cooperation to try to come forward? Because we are anticipating more people will be coming, so that later more people can join us.
7:30, jam-packed.
Correct. So just have your cooperation. If there's a space in front of you, just step forward. And also, before I introduce our next first speaker, allow me to also call for volunteers. We still need polling agents. So especially the constituency that SDP is standing for, the Muslim UT, Sembawang West, and Bukit Panjang, please sign up as our polling agent. For more information, go to our volunteers, approach our merchandise booth. They are able to give you more information. Tomorrow is cooling off day. Yep. So there will be the documentation doing tomorrow at our office, which is at Bukit Batok. Please come and join us and be part of our success. Okay?
That's right. Everybody come and join and facilitate and you are the family. I won't even say part of the family. You are the family. Ladies and gentlemen, SDP for the 8 days and for being here. Please give yourself, not a commercial one, give yourself the SDP roar! Give yourself a round of applause, everybody!
Thank you. And so, shall we introduce our first speaker? He's Mr. Alfred Tan. He's the candidate for Sembawang GRC.
Thank you so much, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Alfred Tan.
Hey, Sembawang, bo bei zao ah. You know what is the meaning of bo bei zao? Okay, I better explain so that you know what it is, so that when you say it, you know what it means, right? Literal translation of bo bei zao, no horse run. All right, what it means is a Singlish expression, meaning it's incomparable, right? In the league of its own, exceptional, special, better than best. That's what it means by bo bei zao. So what we've been saying is, Sembawang, you are an exceptional place. We want to make Sembawang an exceptional town. That's why we say, Sembawang, bo bei zao. Now repeat after me. Sembawang, bo bei zao. Sembawang, bo bei zao. Sembawang, bo bei zao. Thank you. Fellow Singaporeans, brothers and sisters, friends and neighbors, as we stand here tonight on the final evening of the campaign, I want to speak to you not with fanfare or promises dressed in slogans, but with quiet resolve, honesty, and hope. This has been a difficult few years for many Singaporeans. For too long, we have heard the same assurances, the same old answers to new and growing challenges. We've been told to tighten our belts whilst the costs keep rising. We've been told to compete harder whilst foreign manpower expands. And we've been told to be resilient even as jobs become less secure and homes feel less like they belong to us. But tonight, and we'll say this together, it doesn't have to be this way. We have come to a turning point, a moment of choice, a moment where we must ask ourselves, not just what kind of government we want today, but what kind of Singapore we want to live for our children tomorrow.
At the SDP, we hear your frustrations, we see your concerns, and we feel the weight of what many of you are going through. That's why we say to you, with quiet determination, we will rectify the situation. We will work to restore balance, dignity, and fairness to our system. We will not look away from difficult truths. We will not be distracted by the noise. We will act with responsibility, with courage, and with heart. At the core of our mission is simple. It's a simple truth. Singapore belongs to Singaporeans. We will build up our Singapore core, not just in statistics and numbers, but in spirit. We will ensure that jobs go first to Singaporeans. And it's not just slogans, but through policy, through action, and accountability. We will protect Singaporeans from being sidelined. And we will grow opportunities so that our people can thrive and not just survive. Whether you are a fresh graduate from school, a mid-career worker, or a senior with skills and experience, you deserve a fair shot and a fair share of the future. This is not about being against others. It is about being for ourselves, for our people, for our future. And we will not forget the small and medium-sized enterprises, our SMEs, the backbone of our economy. For too long, they have struggled in silence, squeezed by rising rents, intense competition, and limited support. The SDP will protect and grow our local businesses. We will push for fairer access to government contracts, support innovation, and reduce over-reliance on cheap foreign labor that depresses wages and stifles productivity. Our goal is simple: a strong Singaporean economy for a strong Singaporean people. And to achieve all these, one thing is clear: change is needed. And not for the sake of change, but because the old ways are no longer working. Because we cannot keep patching holes in a system that has left too many people behind. We need change for ourselves, for our children, and for the generations who will inherit this land after us. We must not let fear paralyze us. We must not let cynicism silence us. We must not allow the weight of the past to prevent us from building the future. And this change must begin where we live, in our towns, our homes, and our communities. The SDP has fielded a capable and ready team. We are not here to protest, we are here to serve. We are ready to run your town council with transparency, with accountability, and with compassion. We will not neglect your estates. We will not delay maintenance. We will not ignore your feedback. We will run your town with care and integrity, because this is what you deserve. Because this is not just about politics, it is about people. So tonight, I leave you with a message of hope, rooted in action. Vote not just for personalities, but for principles. Vote not just for the present, but for the promise of a better tomorrow. Vote for a town that reflects your needs, your dignity, and your dreams. Vote for a better town, for a compassionate town. Vote for hope. Vote for change. Vote for a new and better tomorrow. Together, let us walk forward. Together, let us choose courage over fear, fairness over favoritism, and people over politics. And together, let us build Singapore we know that is possible. Bring SDP into Parliament. Let SDP represent Sembawang. Exercise your voice. Vote in the SDP. Undela SDP. Undela SDP. Undela SDP. Say together with me, Sembawang, Bo Bei Zhao. Sembawang, Bo Bei Zhao. Sembawang, Bo Bei Zhao. Thank you.
Alfred, you hyped them up so much.
Thanks, Alfred.
I like just now someone here was saying no fear, right? Good. So 3rd of May, vote without fear.
Well, I see you all say Bo Bei Zhao, I so shocked, no. Everybody, Bo Bei Zhao, Bo Bei Zhao, Bo Bei Zhao, Bo Bei Zhao. That's right, guys. And just to let you know, right here, everything that you see on social online, other people on the other side, when they post, 50-50. This one, when you look at all the posts of SDP, guys, it is close to 95%. All crazy comments, all because of you. Give us a round of applause, everybody! You! And you! Bobby! All right.
Come 3rd of May, remember, vote for SDP and send our 11 candidates to Parliament. All the way, right? Your vote is secret. No fear. Vote without fear.
All the way, Sibo? All the way, Sibo? All right. Okay, you want to talk about merchandise?
Wait, I want to remind them.
Oh, okay.
5月3号，居民们，请投我们新加坡民主党一票。你的投票是秘密的，嘎嘎投民主党一票，把我们的11位候选人送入国会。SDP
SDP 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 SDP
And I'm sure a lot of you will want to see Dr. Paul and Dr. Chee in Parliament. Am I right? Yes. Where's the Bukit Panjang residents? Yes. Where's the Sembawang West residents? Yes. So come 3rd of May, please vote for them and send them to Parliament and wake up the Parliament.
That's
No
right.
more sleeping member of Parliament.
Wave your flags, everybody. Wave your flags, everybody! Wave your flags, everybody! Wow, catch with one hand. All right. Don't forget, guys, ladies and gentlemen, because of the social media and whatever they said now, the best, some of the shirts are already sold out because everybody went forward to go and buy. Please continue to buy some more as well, okay? It's all right there. Put put it in the car, put it everywhere, guys, ladies and gentlemen. So what? We are here because we are going to get voted in Parliament.
Only for today, the bears are going at $10 each. Go to the merchandise booth before you walk out, get a bear, support our cause, support SDP, and send our 11 candidates to Parliament. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much, everybody. Okay, and right now, we have a lovely person right here. You all know who she is, ladies and gentlemen. Let's... What's her name? What's her name? What's her name? Ladies and gentlemen, Suraya.
Suraya is the candidate for Sembawang GRC. A little known fact, she's a one beauty with brain. She's an ex-beauty queen.
Fellow Singaporeans, this is our moment, my friends. This is our voice. We mustn't lose it. This is our country, the only one we call home. Let the world see that Singaporeans do not fear change. We create it. And let me leave you with this. Hope, my friends, is not noise. It is quiet, unshakable belief that something better is possible. And when we act together, that hope becomes history. Tonight, I do not stand here above you. I stand among you, a fellow Singaporean with same hopes and fears. And if you give me the honor to serve, I vow to walk with you, to speak for you, and never forget who I serve. Not power, not party, but people. From the bottom of my heart, thank you everyone for giving me the chance to stand before you with humility, with dedication, and with hope. I ask you, my friends, let us walk this road together. Vote SDP, vote for the heart of Singapore, vote for a future worth believing in. Majulah Singapura. Good night.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give you a clue to the next person now, who he is, guys. And we don't say the name yet, because basically he's got quite a bit to share with you. Right now, this lovely, lovely gentleman is almost like a 47-year-old in a 27-year-old body. Other places, they need to say the name. I will switch off my microphone and we say it together, everybody. Louder, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, SDP is you and everybody right here. It's you and Arifin.
Arifin is the candidate for Muslim UT.
It's okay. Good evening, Sembawang West. My friends, my brothers and sisters, my fellow Singaporeans, 9 days have passed by in a flash. Look at where we are now. Look at the movement that we have built. You know, unlike the NTUC, we can't sing Solidarity Forever on this stage, we will get fined. But in the words of Stephanie's son, we still have a long, long way to go, and look at how far we have come. For that, give yourselves a round of applause. It's Labor Day today. Can I hear all the workers make some noise? We don't have fancy Labor Day rallies, but the workers know that the SDP has their backs. Am I right? At the end of the day, just remember, your MPs and ministers are your servants. You pay their salaries, you vote them in, and by that same measure, you can also vote them out.
We are the voters. Vote them out.
My friends, we have heard many beautiful speeches over the days, and I just want to take some time to reflect on the campaign that we have had. Over the past few days, I've met many of you. Yesterday, I met a mother who told me that her 13-year-old son insisted that they come to the SDP rally after the boy finished his tuition. The boy wanted to come for a SDP rally. Bravo indeed. I met a group of Tamil teachers yesterday, and they told me that Achamile is all over the place now. Many young students who may be too young to vote. How many of you are too young to vote but are still here? Wow, look around you. Some of you don't lie, huh? You know, what is the one thing that brought all of you here to the SDP rally today? Is hope. And for change, you're right. Singaporeans may be afraid to admit it, but we miss dreaming. We miss hoping. We miss having something to look forward to hold on to, and that's why all of you are here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, a short story tonight on the history of resistance and the rakyat in Singapore. Some of you may be familiar with some terms in this story, but remember, this story is being written with each and every one of your hands when you vote. My story starts in 1955. A few nights ago, although it seems like a lifetime ago, I read from the PAP's manifesto from 1955. You guys remember that? The PAP of 1955 was truly a party for the people. Salute to them. We will. But the PAP today, the PAP of 2025, is a far cry from the PAP of 1955. In fact, I would say the PAP of 1955 would reject the PAP of today. We had leaders who had vision, who dared to dream, who brought hope to people. who walk the talk. We had conviction politicians, not TikTok politicians. Lim Chin Siong, Dr. Po Sukai, Syed Zahari, Mr. Goh Keng Swee, Mr. Toh Chin Chai. These are the names, these are the leaders that had vision, had iron in them. Our salute to them. They didn't care about salaries, they just got out there and got the job done. And when they spoke, people listened to them. You all say one, not I say one. No more fear, indeed. After the 1950s, the PAP changed. They went against the very values, the very things that they stood for, but the people were always there. In 1981, the voters of Ensign SMC rejected the PAP's monopoly and elected J.B. Jeyaretnam into parliament. Against all odds. Now we got social media, last time there was nothing, but against all odds, the voters of Ensign sent a lion into parliament to roar. We will have more of that. In 1984, the people of Potong Pasir sent Mr. Chiam See Tong into parliament. And some of you may not remember this. But during the campaign for the 1984 elections, you know what they did? They went to compare Mr. Chiam See Tong's O-level results with the PAP candidate's O-level results. At that time, the PAP candidate was Sembawang Tan. They went to compare O-level results. That's the kind of petty politics they use. But did the voters of Potong Pasir listen? They voted for Chiam See Tong, and Mr. Chiam won with slightly more than 60% of the votes. In 1991, Hougang, brilliant. In 1991, 4 MPs were sent into parliament: Mr. Chiam, Mr. Cho Chai Chen, Mr. Lim Hao Dong, and the Lion of Hougang, Mr. Lau Tia Kiang. I will get there. Patience. Over the next few elections, especially for Hougang and Potong Pasir, the PAP tried all sorts of tactics. Upgrading lah, dangling carrots, this and that, petty politics, smear campaigns. But did the people listen? No! The people continued to send Mr. Chiam See Tong, Mr. Low Tia Kiang back into parliament again and again and again. In 2011, in Aljunied was told that they have 5 years to repent. Aljunied did not repent. Aljunied gave the loudest roar that we have seen in Singapore. Singaporeans, my fellow Singaporeans, we say no to bullies. When we see injustice anywhere, we feel for them. Singaporeans are a friend of the underdog. Am I right? And my friends, my fellow Singaporeans, 2020 history was made in which constituency? Sengkang. Sengkang got balls. SDP also got 2 big balls. You will see later. My friends in Sembawang West SMC, in Bukit Panjang SMC, the time has come for you to be part of history. In the next few hours, text your friends, text your neighbors, text your primary school friends, secondary school friends, NS friends, tell them the time has come, enough is enough, cukup, let's vote for change. Explain to them, for those who are still not sure, explain to them that voting is not secret. We have made a video, WP has videos, ELD has videos. Explain to them, take your time, because we will do what we can, but we need all of you to do your part. Don't ever underestimate the power that lies in your hands. Can we ask that from you, my friends, tonight? My friends, in 2 days' time when you vote, after you chop the X next to where it is meant to be, take a moment to let it sink in, right? Your hands may tremble, but that's okay, because you are part of history. Sometimes in life, we need to make difficult but necessary decisions. Remember, when after you vote, stand there for 1 or 2 seconds, take the moment in. Tell yourself you are part of history, then march over to the ballot box, put your vote in, and walk out with a smile. Walk out with your head held high. Can we do that? History is in your hands. Hope is in your hands. Victory is in your hands. Your vote is in your hands. And now, since we like to do things that have never been tried in a rally before, we at SDP, we love innovation. So today, just to end my speech, and I need all of you to be with me, hear me out. We're going to try something that's never been tried in a rally before. I want all of us to close your eyes, including my fellow comrades, the stage crew, all of us, just close your eyes, hear my voice, be with me. It's now 11 o'clock. Sorry, I must say, you can close your eyes, but if you feel like shouting, if you feel like crying, do so, okay? Don't laugh, lah. It's now 11 p.m. It's now 11 p.m. It's the 3rd of May. You have done your part already. You are sitting with your friends, with your family, and you are anxiously waiting for the results. You saw the sample counts earlier. Looks like WP has won Jalan Kayu. Don't worry. Ng Chee Ming will go back to NTUC. He is okay. Keep your eyes closed. The WP is likely to also win in Punggol, but the sample count is too close to call. So we wait. Sembawang West and Bukit Panjang SMC are going for a recount now. Because the margins are too close to call. You see Dr. Chee Soon Juan, you see Dr. Paul Tambaya on stage, at HQ. They look firm, but in their eyes, you see some fear. You see some anxiety in them. Because they are lions, but they are also humans like us. You hope you dream. You really hope that this time, this one time, Singapore will step up and stop breaking their hearts. You hope that this one time, Singaporeans can have the full-time MP that they truly deserve. You can't bear to watch or wait. And while all this is happening, our counting agents are fearlessly and tirelessly counting the votes, fighting for every vote. Finally, just after midnight, be with me, my friends, keep your eyes closed, feel that emotion, sit with it. The returning officer walks out and he says, I need to change my voice for this. Parliamentary General Election 2025. Results for the electoral division of Sembawang West SMC. Dr. Chee Soon Juan of the Singapore Democratic Party, 12,153 votes. Wait. I haven't told you that he won. Because my math is bad, right? What does this number mean? We don't even know how many voters voted in Sembawang West SMC. Did Singaporeans finally rise up? Did the man, the most misunderstood man in Singapore, was finally embraced by his residents? Did he finally make it? Then you hear the returning officer read the vote count for the PAP candidate, and that is when it hits you. The returning officer continues, his mouth is moving, but you can't hear anything. You cry, you scream, you cheer, because you realize that Dr. Chee Soon Juan has made it into Parliament! And this is what we want to hear on Saturday. My friends, come, listen. This is what we want to hear on Saturday. I don't know if I got the numbers right, but you know. Pursuant to Section 49, Subsection 7E, Paragraph A of the Parliamentary Elections Act, I declare Dr. Chee Soon Juan of the Singapore Democratic Party as the candidate elected for Sembawang West. We don't even know what that means, but we are already in tears. Your void deck becomes anything but void. Suddenly there is joy, there is color, there is hope, there is euphoria. Everyone rushes to Woodlands Mart to meet the man. But wait. The returning officer is coming back out again. And then you think to yourself, we Sembawang West residents, we have done our part for Singapore. How about our brothers and sisters in Bukit Panjang SMC? Faster cannot tahan. Trust me. We got 2 days left, but it feels like Dr. Paul Tambaya. Then the camera goes to him. He's usually stoic and cheery, but beneath his eyes, you see a bit of anxiety. And then the returning officer says, I declare Dr. Paul Anand Tambaya of the Singapore Democratic Party as the candidate elected for Bukit Panjang SMC. My friends, my fellow Singaporeans, on Saturday, hang on to this feeling. On Saturday, I want to see this but 10 times and more. Remember, look around you. These are your fellow Singaporeans, your brothers and sisters. On Saturday, we will make it happen. My beautiful friends, all this lies in your good hands. Your hands pay the salaries of MPs. Your hands can vote them out. Your hands can also vote our brilliant candidates in. And right now, I want all your hands to clench into a beautiful fist. raise your right fist. But by now, all of you know how we end the rallies. How we end my speech, rather, not the rally. Okay, together. My friends, my fellow Singaporeans, one last time for GE2025. Achamile! Those with cameras, you might want to see this. Look at this beautiful sight. One more time. Achamile! One final time. Achamile! Acham Yamadile! Thank you, Singaporeans!
So, ladies and gentlemen, on the 3rd of May, would you like to see what Arifin has said? Huh? No? Don't you want to see Dr. Chee in Parliament? Don't you want to see Dr. Paul in Parliament? 11 are going. Thank you very much. Yes, vote for our 11 candidates. Vote for them to be your voice in Parliament.
Everybody, Achimile! 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 All right.
5月3号，居民们，请记得投我们民主党一票。你们的投票是秘密的，把我们的11位候选人送入国会。
This is the most dedicated, resilient, thriving, not just surviving rally ever, ladies and gentlemen, and it's also very, very together as one family. And of course, guys, ladies and gentlemen, very, very fun. It's so easy. We are having such a good time. You don't even have to run around, don't have to sweat. You just say, Achimile!
Achimile!
Okay.
Can I also have a favor from you all? Can you please come forward? We can see that the crowd are already forming. So please come forward so that more supporters can join us.
Yes, sister. Not just forming, I think it's jam-packed already.
Yeah.
Yes, jam-packed. Come, guys, come.
I can see, yeah.
If you
Thank you very much. I can see them moving. Thank you for your cooperation.
If you see any elderly, you make way for them. You see any elderly, you make way for them as well. Or any parent carrying a child, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're going to get to it. We're going to get to it right now. Is everybody ready for the next speaker?
Okay. Let's welcome our next speaker, Mr. Dhan. He is the candidate for Sembawang GRC.
Sembawang GRC, make some noise!
Voters of Sembawang West SMC. How are you tonight? We are the workers of Singapore. Today is our day. Happy Labor Day, everyone. As a Singapore worker, do you think your interest as a worker is protected? Has the NTUC and their labor union friends done its job to protect workers? Are the labor unions today working for you? The PAP has timed this election to end on Labor Day. At the May Day rally, the PAP leaders showcased the partnership that has served them. But have they served you, the workers? The separation between the labor union and the government is fundamental to ensure check and balance between workers and bosses. So on this Labor Day, let the occasion remind us that we are also voting as workers, and we want workers' interests to be championed. Vote for SDP as we will fight for the workers. Thank you. Friends, we have shared with you our campaign messages of hope, while the PAP campaign on a message of fear. Don't vote the opposition, they say, as you will lose PAP ministers. Don't vote the opposition, they say, as when there are too many of us in parliament, it will be bad. For them, not for you. Don't vote for change, but instead for PAP status quo. And what is the status quo, my friends? A PAP that doesn't listen to the people. Do you want that to continue? A PAP that pays millions to their ministers to prevent corruption. But when that fails, the $1 million salary remains. A PAP that suka-suka change the boundary before election to prevent Dr. Chee from contesting in Bukit Batok when they think the PAP may lose. This must stop. Only when you vote into parliament, the SDP MP, Dr. Chee for Sembawang West SMC, Dr. Paul for Bukit Panjang SMC, our two SDP teams in Marsiling UT and Sembawang GRC. Then the voice to challenge the PAP with reason and sound arguments will be heard loudly in parliament. We want a parliament that functions with an effective check and balance. That can only happen when the PAP do not have a super majority like now. So we have a chance to improve our parliament by voting SDP MPs on the 3rd of May. For each of you, be our voice to persuade your family, friends and neighbors to give us a chance to be your MPs in parliament for all the seats we are contesting in this election. Can you do that for us? Thank you. As you know, tomorrow is schooling day. Use the time to talk about what is at stake. A continuation of PAP's dominance in the parliament or a balanced parliament that benefits everyone and grow our democracy from remaining infantile into maturity. Your vote for the SDP will help our democracy grow. Tonight, we want to convince you, voters of Sembawang West, the benefits you and Singapore will gain when you, with your vote, put Dr. Chee Soon Juan as your MP into our next parliament. First, thank you. First, thanks to social media, the image that the PAP have painted for many years, making Dr. Chee into an undesirable person in politics for parliament, are now challenged and mostly debunked. This has been the way of how the PAP has conducted election politics for many years, smearing your opponent's character. It will not work today. When you vote for Dr. Chee, you change this dirty politics and cast it into the political garbage bin. Second, Dr. Chee comes to you into parliament with the SDP, not alone. We are a party that have clear policies, researched and thought through. We have committed members, excited and eager to help him to run a town council. Supporters who I am sure will come forward when we do have an estate to showcase to Singapore. Friends, in life, there are those who play fair and stick to the rules. There are those who speak about rules but do not live by it when their power or advantage is challenged. The PAP do not want Dr. Chee to be in Parliament and have used all means necessary to prevent him. Our human conscience hates such tactics, bullying tactics by bullies. Your vote will get to correct this clear injustice on Dr. Chee. Vote to allow fairness to win. Vote to make all those ministers who ignored their conscience to face Dr. Chee in person, face to face in Parliament. Sembawang West, your vote for Dr. Chee proves we the people are better than the dirty politics of the PAP. Now allow me to speak in Malay to Sembawang West. Pengundi Sembawang West, jumlah penduduk Melayu di Sembawang West hampir 25%. Undi anda mampu membantu Dr. Chee ke Parlimen. Saya kenal Dr. Chee sebagai seorang yang berprinsip dan mesra masyarakat Melayu. Beliau mendengar keluhan masyarakat kita, memahami masih banyak isu-isu yang tertunda dan terus tertunda. Keprihatinan beliau untuk masyarakat kita bermula jauh lebih awal daripada sekarang. Dan beliau tidak keberatan menyuarakan hasrat masyarakat kita di Parlimen sebagai MP anda. Jika Dr. Chee berjaya menjadi MP di Sembawang West nanti, saya yakin bersama anda, penduduk Sembawang West, kita akan dapat mulakan inisiatif dan program-program baru di Sembawang West, khusus untuk masyarakat kita dalam bidang pendidikan, budaya dan juga ekonomi. Seorang MP seperti Dr. Chee bersikap terbuka dan akan menarik cerdik pandai dalam masyarakat kita ke depan, menyumbang buah fikiran dan kepakaran mereka dalam pelbagai bidang yang masyarakat kita perlu bantuan. Potensi besar dapat dijangkakan jika Dr. Chee menjadi MP anda untuk Sembawang West. Tua jebat disalahguna, hang nade mati hidup semula, janji manis racun membisa, menang SDP ubah bermula. Oleh itu, saya menyeru kepada pengundi-pengundi Melayu Sembawang West untuk mengundi di Dr. Chee pada 3 Mei nanti. Terima kasih dan selamat malam.
Thank you, Daman. You know, a lot of people were saying that Dr. Chee is a changed man. This is a misconception that I would like to correct. In the almost 20 years I've known Dr. Chee, he has always been the same man. It is the perception of the people that has changed, and it's all thanks to social media where there are alternative news. We see the real person. I'm sure the supporters who have followed Dr. Chee all these years, is he the same man that he's always has been? Does he deserve to be in Parliament? Dr. Chee sells books. Dr. Chee writes books. For those of you who support Dr. Chee and support the work that he's doing, please get a copy of his books from the merchandise booth. And after the rally, he will be doing the autograph session right in front. So please support Dr. Chee, support his work for the past 30 over years.
Support Dr. Chee, everybody. In that book, ladies and gentlemen, it starts with a dream. And after that, it goes to never on bended knee. Did he have an enjoyable time? Did he have a fun time? But he was there, stuck all the way. Ladies and gentlemen, for 30 years, he has gone everywhere and every single emotion. And now he's come back stronger. Would you like Dr. Chee to be in Parliament? And I tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, come May the 3rd, when you do your polling, everybody, when you vote Dr. Chee into Parliament, ladies and gentlemen, they are going to be enjoying together to welcome change.
Thank you for the support for Dr. Chee. We shall now introduce our next speaker, Mr. Alec Talk, and he is the candidate for Marsiling UT. Mr. Alec Talk.
Please give a round of applause, and to yourself a round of applause.
Good. 亲爱的5级班让，马士林邮池、Sembawang和Sembawang西的选民们，大家好，我是民主党的卓新言。你们有没有注意到，这次的竞选有点不一样？不一样，对吗？会不会？有点不一样，你会不会感觉到越来越多的新加坡人开始一小步一小步的，再一小步的重新认识到我们的首长心里面所有的权利，有没有感觉到？有没有感觉到？我们开始也是慢慢的睁开眼睛，看清这几年来政府所做的一系列的问题。都是因为他们没有对手，没有对手，而且在国会里不够反对党国会议员呢，不够，和没有被一个能深度探讨和做出批评的主流媒体，这些造成了我们今天的负面作用，你们有没有同感？要解决媒体的问题啊，其实很简单，我们可以用我们自己的自媒体可是现在要提供一个真正有实力的对手，和把多几个反对党进入国会，这个就稍微有点需要稍微多一些勇气。勇气，什么是勇气？什么是勇气？勇气是听完黄循财总理说：“ 世界在动荡啊，别乱闯啊，别乱走新路啊。勇气就是听完这句话，就直接跟他说：路是我们自己走出来的。如今我们新一代的候选人那么优秀，我愿意给他们一个引领新加坡的机会。这应该是我们用来反驳黄总理的第一句话。我们应该告诉他，我们愿意承担一切，就像我们的祖宗、我们的先驱、我们的前一辈曾经空手打天下，对吗？无保留的承担一切后果。钢铁就是这样炼出来的。一个人民的伟大，就是靠这种精神提炼出来的。光明的道路就是靠这种胆量走出来的。勇气，要有勇气。那些没有勇气的，请闪开，请靠边站，别阻碍那些真正想为人民服务的新一代。别用老套的说法来吓唬我们的选民，别用种族和宗教的敏感性来掩盖和伪装和逃脱你们这几年来的那么多的错误。其实他们最大的过错就是他们不愿意承认过错。这种傲慢，这种倔强，这种狂妄都是人民行动党一路来的行为。可是这一次我们吞不下去了，这一次我们不会再让他们忽悠我们了。这一次我们不再请求了，我们直接抓住选举所给了我们的时机，把它精炼成转机，为自己的生存做出抉择。世界再怎么变，我们还得往前走。我们有的是智慧，是胆量，是魄力。我们不怕未来，我们要创造未来。这个星期六5月3号，每一个新加坡人面对的是两个截然不同的前景。人民行动党是通过增加人口，包括吸引那些想到新加坡减税的外国人和剥削工人，来降低新加坡人的薪水和提高我国的国内生产总值。相反的，新加坡民主党要创造的是一个每一位新加坡人都能茁壮成长的新加坡。对，不分贫或富，新公民 或土生土长的本地人，健全的或是障碍人士们。我们有一套涵盖医疗保健、住房、人口、教育、经济和气候变化的全面政策。我们虽然只有11位候选人，但你们可以放心，如果当选，我们每一位都会在国会里提倡理念、检修政策、监督政府。我们承诺自主管理市政理事会，确保资金合理使用，定期举办公听会。town hall 啦 ，town hall 公听会。我们这几天也通过群众大会和大家分享了我们的市政理事会计划以及我们的心理健康医疗政策。这两个栋梁将会支撑住我们改善乌溪班让、马西林油池、三巴旺和三巴旺西的伟大事业。我们等待的转机已经到了，所以当你手里拿住那支笔，要做出选择的时候，请别手软了，请别害怕，请别犹豫，告诉你自己，告诉你家人，告诉你的孩子，我今天全心全意，毫无保留，毫无疑问，雄赳赳，气昂昂，选择的是新加坡民主党。谢谢。
Let's give a rousing round of applause for Mr. Alex, everybody.
Our volunteers found our glasses. Did anybody lose your glasses? Please approach our volunteers, okay? This is a black glasses with...
Black glasses, You try? You want to try it or no? Okay, black glasses, guys. Anybody lose your black glasses? Just put it across over here. All right, guys? Okay. The next speaker right now, and should he be getting into parliament, which he will already pretty much, is very strong already. When he gets to parliament, ladies and gentlemen, I am very sure there is going to be a lot of welcome for change. Yes or no, SDP? Advocate, ladies and gentlemen, for human rights and democracy all through his life. Ladies and gentlemen, being also part of the backbone for SDP, Mr. Dr. James Gomez.
Dr. James Gomez is the candidate for Sembawang GRC.
Bo Bei Chao, Bo Bei Chao, Bo Bei Chao.
A bit higher. Good, good. Lên răng tại cô. Hobo. Kawan-kawan sekalian dari Sembawang, apa kabar malam ini? Ini kalilah Sembawang Makal, Magalci, Nerpada. Tonight, the title of my speech is Sembawang. It's time for change. Dear Sembawang residents and Singaporeans, May Day is a day to honor working people and affirm their dignity and dreams. But let us take a hard look at what May Days have become in Singapore under the PAP. They have emptied of their meaning. In Singapore, the PAP continues to put Singaporean workers at risk through its unfettered import of foreign labor. It pursues policies that create job insecurity and drive wages down to a point that Singaporean workers can no longer earn a living wage. The NTUC is aligned with the PAP. As a labor movement, it offers no real protection for our workers. It is simply a supermarket brand. So today, I want to dedicate my Labor Day message to the workers of Sembawang and Singapore. Since Singaporean workers have no one to speak up for them, the SDP will take up this mantle. This is SDP's Labor Day dedication to all Singaporean workers and those in Sembawang. Our message to Sembawang is, it's time for change. Don't let the PAP crush our workers' rights. Vote them out. Vote them out. Vote them out. Vote them out. Now, a shout out to all our gate and platform workers. Are you here? Delivery riders, drivers, security guards, cleaners, waiters, waitress, cashiers, and all other part-time and casual workers. Are you here? Singapore has 70,000 gig workers and over 250,000 part-time workers in total. And what do you get in return for your hard work? Precarious jobs, unstable incomes, little protection, and even less respect. Many of you work long hours just to cover basic costs, yet you are not treated as equals in the labor market. You deserve better. The SDP will push for full employment, protection for all workers, regardless of the employment type. And we will ensure that the cost of these protections are not unfairly pushed onto consumers. The platforms that profit must pay their fair share. Now, a shout out to those whose labor is unpaid, our homemakers, caregivers, who are also mothers, daughters, and wives. Are you here? You built this nation ever so quietly, in the background, without recognition or reward. Over the years, you've raised children, cared for elders, and held families together. In Singapore, women spend twice as much time as men on unpaid care work. About 16 hours per week on housework, an additional 18 hours caring for their children, and caregiving of seniors amounts to an average of 33 hours of care work each week. That's a lot of unpaid work. We will fight for flexible work arrangements, paid family leave, and comprehensive caregiver support, because all work deserves value. Paid or Now, a shout out to our professional managers, engineers, and technicians, PMET. Are you here? You are told to work smarter, upskill endlessly, and hustle harder. Your promotions are uncertain, job security is fragile, and burnout is normalized. Singapore is one of the most overworked countries in the world. In 2023, the average worker clocked 2,330 hours a year, far exceeding global norms. Yet many PMTs are stuck in jobs where rewards don't match effort. More importantly, every day our PMETs face job security risks at the hand of foreign labor. SDP stands for fair hiring and stronger protection for Singaporean PMETs. We believe in work-life balance, something that Singapore should strive for. And now, a shout out to our civil servants. Are you here? You are the ones keeping Singapore running, often without praise, while PAP ministers and their line managers claim credit for your work. The SDP will never hide behind your efforts. SDP MPs will be your partners. Build a bridge between you and the people. You are a civil servant and voter. Secret. Now, a shout out to our fresh graduates. Fresh graduates, are you here? You did everything that was asked of you. You studied hard, followed the rules, and paid your dues. But where are the jobs? Fresh graduate employment is in decline. In 2024, only 80% of fresh graduates in Singapore secured full-time employment within 6 months. And thereafter, there has been a constant decline in the employment rate. Instead of opportunity, our fresh grads are told to lower their expectations, compete harder with cheap foreign labor. And what's available to you? Even after you graduate, extended low-paying or unpaid internships are becoming the norm. The PAP tells you these internships are a necessary stepping stone just to land an entry-level job. Vote for the SDP. We will do better. To all those struggling, and one more shout out to all those struggling with unemployment and the recently retired. Are you here? Whether you are a mid-career worker retrenched, unable to compete with cheap labor from abroad, or recently retired and are in short-term contracts at lower pay, but yet find that even the short-term contracts are not honored, the SDP will fight for you. The SDP believes in protecting Singaporean livelihoods at every stage. We fight for fair retrenchment practices, ensure older workers are respected with fair, secure re-employment terms, not exploited through short-term contracts. It is time we put Singaporeans back at the center of the economy. We believe Singapore has the talent. What is missing is a government and a labor movement that believes in not backing its own people. That's why the SDP is fighting for a Singaporean worker-first policy, where employers must prioritize hiring locals and look only overseas if necessary. We also push for fair employment laws, equal pay for equal work, a living wage for all, and strong protection against unfair dismissal. This is how we build an economy that works for Singaporeans. Singaporeans deserve a labor movement that truly fights for workers and not one that answers to the ruling party. NTUC is not that movement. It is deeply entangled with the PAP and has become an extension of it. The NTUC does not speak up for the protection of workers, nor does it advocate to limit foreign labor. That's why the SDP will push for workers to have full freedom to form and lead their own unions without fear or interference. We will seek to disentangle NTUC from the PAP. It should remain independent and clear of protecting the workers' interests. We can do this by voting the PAP out. Vote them out! Vote them out! Vote them out! Good night!
Thank you, Dr. James Gomez.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. James Gomez.
居民们记得5月3号，你们知道该怎么做吗？对，把你们的一票给我们新加坡民主党，把我们的11位候选人送入国会。
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, would you like to vote Dr. James Gomez in?
Thank you. And now, let's welcome our next speaker, Mr. Joffrey Salim. He's a candidate and also the team leader for Muslin UT.
Thank you, everyone. Good evening. Can you all join me to thank the hardworking members and change makers of the party who has worked tirelessly in the campaign for the last 10 days? And also not forgetting our civil servants, the Singapore Police Force, for keeping us safe. And of course, importantly, to everyone who has supported our rallies and our campaign. Give yourself a round of applause. We love you guys. But friends, we are not here today just to cheer, not just to clap for speeches and then go home. No. We are here because we care about our families, our community, and especially our children. So here's the question. What kind of future are we really building for them? One where they grow up just surviving, struggling with sky-high costs, working late, coming home with more stress than stories? Or can we imagine and build a Singapore where they actually thrive? Where they can laugh more, sleep better, and dare to dream big. Now, thriving doesn't mean every kid becomes a millionaire or a TikTok star. It means they get time to play, to rest, to ask questions, to grow into kind, confident humans in a society that values people over profits. But what do we see today? Parents working 2 jobs and still worried about bills. Kids and even parents are stressed about PSLE. And mind you, this is the examination week. Families carrying 30-year home loans like modern day baggage, and mental health still being whispered like it's a secret. When it should be talking about it loud and proud, like a national conversation, not a taboo topic. This cannot be it. This is not the Singapore we were promised, and it is definitely not the one we will settle for. The Singapore Democratic Party, yes, the one with the policy papers. We've got a different vision. Education that nurtures, not categorize kids into boxes. Healthcare and mental health care as a right, not something you can only afford if you are lucky. Work-life balance that actually means time with family. And policies that focus not just on GDP growth, but actually human growth. It starts with families, with parents, with schools, with making sure no child in our rich, capable nation ever goes to bed hungry. It starts with leaders who listen, not just during elections. We don't lack resources. We lack the political will. And guess what? That's where you all come in. 3rd May. Real change happens when you dare to vote differently. When you say, I'm not voting out of habit, I'm voting out of hope for love and dreams. Because if we don't fight for a better future, who will? If not now, then when? So let's do this. Not just for us, but for the next generation. The ones who will one day look back and ask, why didn't you do more? Or say, thank you for standing up when it mattered. Let's give them the second story where we stand up for them to give them a future that they truly deserve. 3rd May, my friend, 3rd May. Let's make it count. 3rd May. If I may, I want to share something to our Malay speaking brothers and sisters. I have some pantun for you. 16 baris. Ikan dibeli untuk dimasak, buat gulai ikan haruan. Ini kali fikir masak-masak, jangan terkulai tidak keruan. Ubi kayu habis dirata, kelapa diparut, santan dituang. Orang Melayu ada pepatah, pantang maut sebelum berjuang. Timba dicelup di dalam perigi, perigi buta kering lagi. Kos hidup semakin tinggi, CPF kita tak nampak lagi. Beras pulut, jagung berteh, air putih diikat tepi. Jangan takut dengan cap petih, hari Sabtu undi SDP. SDP. Thank you everyone. Okay. let me mellow down a bit. I've been angry the whole campaign, being very emotional about this just because of Singapore. This is the country that we love. Now, I believe you all know that Suraya, the candidate for Sembawang GRC, is my wife. I guess I can say I'm very lucky to have her as my wife. But believe me, she's not as fierce as you have seen her every rallies at home. She's a loving wife and a loving mother. Now, if I may, I would like to take this opportunity to invite her with me on stage. Can we do that? And also, tonight, I'll introduce to you to my children. My son, Rahmat Damansari, and my daughter, Laila Mishazira. Well, I have another son, my second son. Unfortunately, he cannot be here, unable to be here due to his national service. He's on the night shift. But I'm very sure he's watching there in his office online. And also, I would like to ask a favor from you guys, because our beautiful daughter here is celebrating her birthday tonight. But, all right. And I forgot to tell you guys, my beautiful daughter-in-law is there too. She's unable to go up on the stage due to unforeseen circumstances. But yeah, so I want you guys to do me a favor. At the strike of midnight will be Laila's birthday, so I hope that you guys can join me to wish her a happy birthday. Can we do that? When I count to 3, can we just say happy birthday, Laila? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday, Laila. Thank you, everyone. This campaign has been very memorable for me and Suraya. No matter what the outcome may be, you all will forever be in our hearts. Thank you so much for this experience. We love you all. Remember, vote Dr. Chee for Sembawang West. Vote Dr. Paul Tambaya for Bukit Panjang. Vote Suraya, Damanhuri, Brian, Alfred, James Gomez for Sembawang GRC. And of course, Arifin Shah, Alec Tok, Jijin Wong and myself for Muslim UTGRC. Remember, whatever you do, 3rd May, SDP. Matur sembah nuwun.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joffrey Salim and family, everybody!
Come 3rd of May, your vote is secret. Go to the polling. Vote for SDP. Vote our 11 candidates and send them to Parliament.
And you know, ladies and gentlemen, when we vote, when we have our rallies, we are not struggling and angry. Okay, that one is not. We are happy, we are confirmed, we are ready to go, ladies and gentlemen, because the 11 candidates, they will be going into Parliament, guys.
And now, let's welcome our next speaker, Mr. Brian Lim. He's the team member for Sembawang GRC.
Let's give him a big hand, everybody.
Can the people at the back hear me? Good. Good evening, residents of Sembawang West and Sembawang and supporters of the SDP. Let me hear you roar! Thank you. My friends, over the last 8 days, you have heard about manifesto, our comprehensive policy papers, and most importantly, our heartening town plan, which is the ground-up approach of our northern strategy. You have understood how we are going to transform Sembawang West, Sembawang, Bukit Panjang,
and Marsiling UT into model constituencies which the rest of Singapore will envy. You have also learned about the values that the SDP stands for, that we are not just a competent, constructive, and compassionate party, but one which puts people before profits, rights before riches, and wisdom before wealth. My friends, I'd like to take this opportunity to remind everyone about this very constituency that we are holding our rally tonight, Sembawang West. Now, when the Electoral Boundaries Review Committee dropped its report 2 months ago, our phones didn't stop ringing. We gathered, we debated, we didn't sleep. And why? Because this isn't just about lines on a map. It's about a decades-long fight against a system that withdraws constituencies, not to reflect the people's will, but to protect their own power. My friends, let me be blunt. This is not democracy. This is manipulation dressed in bureaucracy. And the SDP will not stay silent. Since 2006, we have been fighting up north, contesting in Sembawang, adapting to gerrymandering with strategy and greed. When they carved up Marsiling UT, we were there. When they withdrew the electoral map again in 2020, we were there. And now in 2025, we have returned. We return not in retreat, but in resolve. We return not as victims of boundaries, but as bearers of truth. My friends, we return to Sembawang, our spiritual home, and this time we will return the Gotong Royong back to the residents. Sembawang West SMC may have been freshly carved out, but don't be fooled. This was no accident. This was no coincidence. It was a calculated move to dismantle 9 years of blood, sweat, and connection that Dr. Chee had poured into Bukit Batok. My friends, but while the EBRC can redraw lines on paper, they cannot erase the bond between a man and his people. The EBRC can destroy constituencies with the stroke of a pen, but they cannot destroy Dr. Chee's spirit. The EBRC can shift the battlefield, but they can never silence a fighter who has never given up for 30 years. My friends, Dr. Chee Soon Juan is no career politician. He's no yes man, and he's no opportunist. He's a man who has lost everything, his job, his freedom, for one thing, my friends, you! You, the ordinary Singaporean who dares to hope, you who believes this country belongs to all of us, not just a chosen few. My friends, Dr. Chee turns 63 this July. It doesn't have more 5-year waits left. And we shouldn't make him wait any longer. Agree with me? Not when he has earned his rightful seat in Parliament. Residents of Sembawang West, this is your moment. This is your test. Will you cower in fear? Or will you lead with courage? Will you reward manipulation? Or will you stand up for integrity? Let there be no doubt, my friends, Dr. Chee Soon Juan has always stood up for the people. Now it's time for the people of Sembawang West to stand up for Dr. Chee. Let Dr. Chee into Parliament, not just for himself, but for justice, for truth, for Singapore! And let there be light where he stands! Next, I would like to take this opportunity to express a solemn moment. I would like to invite our head of logistics, Mr. Ashok Kumar, on stage. My friends, 2 years ago, our party lost not just a committed leader, but a dear friend and brother, Mr. Manimaran Ashok Kumar, the Assistant Treasurer of the SDP. He was 33 years old then. Mani, as he's affectionately known to all of us, is the son of the gentleman standing beside me, and that is his daughter in his arms. Mani's passing was so sudden for us. It took me about a week before I could accept that he has left us. His absence still echoes through our meetings, our conversations, our hearts. Though Mani is no longer with us in body, his spirit walks beside us, and with me especially, as I was one of his mentors. Now, Mani truly believed in the cause of justice, fairness, and compassion. He believed in lifting the voices of the forgotten, defending the dignity of every worker, and building a Singapore where no one is left behind. As one of the potential candidates for Sembawang GRC, he had dreams, deep, fierce, and full of hope for his people. Before the elections had begun, I looked up at the sky and I promised him that I will carry his dreams, I will carry his hopes, I will carry his aspirations. And if I'm elected to Parliament with my 4 running mates, he'll be there not just in spirit, but in purpose. That promise lives in every word I speak, in every hand I shake, and in every step I take on this campaign trail. My friends, I will not be alone. His soul will enter those parliament chambers with me. His legacy will live in every policy we champion, in every life we outlive together. My friends, this is no ordinary campaign. This is a mission of the heart. To the people of Sembawang, I say, when you support us, you're not just voting for our team. You're honoring a promise made to a man who gave everything for the cause. You're voting for a future he has dreamed of, a future that we can still make together. Let us carry this torch. Let us walk this path, not in sorrow, but in strength, not in mourning, but in movement. So on May the 3rd, my friends, let us make money proud. Will you? Thank you. And to Mani, all of us miss you here at the SDP. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Very heartwarming. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Brian, everybody, for money.
记得5月3号，请投我们新加坡民主党一票，把我们的11位候选人送入国会。And now we have a moment you all are waiting for. Can you see on the right side?
Okay, that's right, everybody. Stand by to light up your phones. Light up your phones, everybody. We are going to show the world. Light up the phones, SDP.
And for those with the flag, please lower your
That's
flag.
right. Light up your phones. More, everybody. More, because we are going to have the lovely 11 go into Parliament. Somehow we are going to get in, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. SDP, make some noise.
Roll our 11 candidates to Parliament.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Do you want to see Dr. James Gomez get into Parliament? Dr. Chee Soon Juan get into Parliament? Arifin get into Parliament? Suraya get into Parliament?
Dr. Paul to Parliament?
Joffrey Salim?
Alec talk.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Paul Tambaya. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, right now. Stand by. That's right, all right, everybody. Everybody shout, SDP, SDP, SDP. Shine your dot light, everybody. Shine it all. SDP, SDP, SDP. Everybody shine your torchlights. SDP, 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 SDP. Ladies and gentlemen, SDP, if you're ready, roar!
And now, our last second speaker. The moment many of you, especially the Bukit Panjang residents, you're waiting for. Your candidate for Bukit Panjang SMC, Dr. Paul Tambaya.
That's right, for Bukit Panjang. Here we go, everybody.
Dear residents of Sembawang West and all our friends and fellow citizens, thank you so much for coming out this evening. It's been a really exciting campaign this past week. We are the only political party that has had rallies every single night. And lunchtime. And it's truly amazing what our support team has been capable of doing. Not even the PAP had rallies every night. This can-do spirit with very limited resources has been a feature of the SDP for the last 40 years. The ball needs to go to the side. And it should assure you that we can, don't, There you go. Okay, well done. That we can run a pretty decent town council. Last night, some of the PAP leaders took some pot shots at the SDP. Mr. Ong Ye Kung says he doesn't want a strong opposition, but he wants an opposition to be a check and balance, to raise questions, offer alternatives, and play a role that's loyal to Singapore. That sounds like a strong opposition to me rather than a weak one. And that's what the SDP has been doing. And we can do even better when we get into Parliament. He talked about paralysis as the alternative, but did not explain. Save the camera. Well done. Give yourself a hand. But did not explain how having policies and questions leads to paralysis. In fact, as I mentioned before, the only way to get stronger is to be tested. Just like gold is tested in fire, muscles are strengthened by resistance testing. Otherwise, they become flabby and ineffective, which is what some people think is happening with the PAP. He also seems to be finally understanding the SDP's healthcare plan. So the papers quoted Mr. Ong as saying, a hospital bill today is paid in 3 parts: government subsidy, health insurance claim through MediShield Life, and MediSave. He said it's like a stool with 3 legs and is stable. But he said the SDP has proposed a single-payer system, which means you chop off 2 legs. And that, Mr. Ong, is precisely the point. The stool has 2 legs too many. So basically, a single-payer universal health insurance scheme does not need government subsidies, as everyone is covered by insurance. It is sustainable because it has a large pool of young people who don't need complex medical care. There are co-payments involved, and there will need to be some government payment for those who cannot afford the premiums. But there's a cap on how much every individual will pay. Under Mr. Ong's leadership, government health expenditure has gone from $9 billion to $26 billion, and that's clearly not sustainable in the long term. Now, the SDP plan will indeed result in some job losses for administrators, but there will be more doctors, nurses, and allied health professionals. The value of a single-payer plan is that they are the biggest buyer of services and they can drive prices down. So this is already happening with the Government Purchasing Office, or GPO. So what happens is every year the GPO issues a tender, for example in my field, for the flu vaccine. So the farmer reps tell me that they really want to get this tender, so they bring the price down because they make up in volume what they lose in margin. They get 1 million vials of vaccine sold. It more than makes up for having a high profit with a smaller number. When all drugs and medical procedures come under a single payer system, prices will invariably drop as companies compete for the government tender. Similarly, with like CHAS, when there's no barrier between public and private, you can deal with other problems, such as where we have too few doctors in the public sector, and the doctors in the private sector, a lot of them have nothing to do, so they do Botox. The premiums will remain affordable, and by our calculations, they'll be less than what Singaporeans currently pay into MediSave right now. So once again, I invite Mr. Ong to read our healthcare paper in detail and perhaps debate us on it, just like Dr. Lam Pin Min did 10 years ago. Now, Mr. Ong also questioned the nationalization of mental health care. And I think he needs to talk to the PAP candidate for East Coast GRC, Mr. Dinesh Vasudas, former CEO of AIC, who helped set up the CREST and COMMIT programs. Now, these teams are funded by the government and they offer services at no charge. They are run by social service agencies such as Limitless, Singapore Anglican Community Services, and Touch Community Services. They were established in 2020, and they seem to be helpful for young people, although it's a bit early to say. So these young people are people who are affected by the PSLE, by the overcrowding, and they are really stressed. And these government policies, the SDP has said, need to be reversed. So what the SDP proposed with our mental health care plan is an expansion of these programs to cover a broader spectrum of mental health care for the well-being of Singaporeans. Now, Mr. Liang Eng Hua also said that it's naive to think that it doesn't matter who's your MP. The agencies will do all these things for you, carry out these projects for you. He said it's not the case. Now, I think that's a little unfair to the agencies. I have spent the last 25 years working with various government agencies, and I've learned several tricks of the trade. Many of you know them too. If you want something to get done and you get kind of non-committal replies from the officer, you CC or chaser email to the quality service manager or the head of department. And generally the replies come quite soon, right? Or if you want to find out what the officer really wants, you read the annual report and you find out what are the officer's KPIs. And then you try and see if you can align what you want with the officer's KPI. That way both of you are happy in the end. And I'm sure Mr. Liang has used many of these strategies in the past himself, as he has done much for Bukit Panjang. And I'm sure the agencies will continue to serve the people, whoever they choose on Saturday. Most agencies are relatively resilient, and they can resist pressure from MPs. There are cautionary tales in the civil service, and I'm sure the Bukit Panjang LRT is high on the list. In 2017, the then Transport Minister, Mr. Khaw Boon Wan, described the Bukit Panjang LRT as an afterthought, which was added because of political pressure, resulting in a system designed in what he called a masochistic manner, forcing commuters to go up and down with twists and turns. So the long-term plans for the Bukit Panjang LRT is something we would discuss openly with MOT, LTA, and most importantly with the residents of Bukit Panjang if we are elected this Saturday. Now I know there are a lot of horror stories circulating about how difficult it is for opposition parties to get things done in their constituencies. And this is primarily because of the way the People's Association is structured under the Prime Minister. Many years ago, we tried to organize a health screening exercise in Bukit Batok in line with our healthcare plan and also with Dr. Chee's grassroots activities. We applied for a license from MOH. There were a lot of regulations which needed to be filled, but we managed to tick all the boxes. They asked us to work with a vendor, which we did, and we were all set. But when we applied for a venue, the town council and the CC refused to let us use any of the facilities under their care. And the project had to be scrapped. So the problem here was with the town council and the CC, and not with the Ministry of Health. More recently, things have been a bit different. Some of you know a few weeks ago we organized a Ask Paul Anything, which is a forum that will field questions at the Pang Sua Pond. We publicized it online, but we received an email from the Catchment and Waterways Department of the PUB, which administers the void deck, at 10 a.m. on the day of the event, asking us if we had a permit. Now, we didn't realize we needed a permit, but we reasoned, since it was a community event to meet residents, we wouldn't wear our uniforms or distribute flyers, but we would simply collate questions and answer them. So we wrote back at 10:20 a.m. to apply for a permit, and we received a positive reply at 10:31 a.m., 11 minutes later. So that is super impressive. And I've always said, Singapore government agencies are probably the world's most efficient and professional and totally apolitical. So even with this election, we get emails and calls every day from the elections department and the Singapore police force, about some minor infraction like a poster that is on the wrong side of the road and it's not in Bukit Panjang but it's in Holland Bukit Timah, or our perambulator went too close to a PAP rally site on the way to some other exit. And so we have to call our contractors to rectify this. However, when it comes to matters that are really important, the SPF has been almost as efficient as the PUB, if not better. In fact, last night I received a WhatsApp message from my friend Gilbert Goh, who has been in Lebanon coordinating humanitarian relief for Palestinian victims in Gaza. He told me that he was in Sun Plaza. So I thought it would be great to bring him on stage to acknowledge the work that he's done for Gaza, for Singapore, and for humanity. Our team was skeptical that he would be allowed on stage because, we've had some issues in the past with interpreters. But I asked the officer in charge, and he was very helpful. He said he would check with HQ, and within minutes, we got permission as long as Gilbert did not speak on stage. And that was fine with me, because when you start Gilbert talking, he cannot stop talking about his work. So we were able to honor him with the strong support of the crowd. So in addition to the concerns about improvement projects for our constituency, which there should not be any, there is the concern that projects such as the Marsiling $1 deal or the Bukit Panjang $1 deal, which have actually been in place for more than a year. Residents are concerned about these, as they said to us, we like you, we think that Singapore needs a change, but we really like the $1 deal. Can you continue them? So I checked and found out this is largely funded by the Northwest CDC with contributions from merchants and donors. While it is possible the CDC may stop funding if the SDP is elected on Saturday, we are confident that we will be able to raise funds to keep this going. In fact, we just heard that the program is going to be continued until February 2026. A donor contacted us and promised to donate $500 and to tell his friends to donate too. He mentioned that this had been done by the WP in East Coast quite successfully. More importantly, we think that we can do better. We hope to be able to lower rentals and other fixed costs to help residents to do well without the need for these kind of programs. Recently, the security had to be called in at the Chee Soon Community Club during one of the distribution days. But we want Singaporeans to thrive rather than just survive. Over the last week, I've gone over our slogan and our manifesto and charted the life story of a Singapore child whose life would be very different from the life where they're just squeezed by the PAP to a life where SDP keeps the PAP on their toes by questioning them in Parliament and holding them accountable. There'll be no more PSLE, there'll be affordable housing, the child will be able to take risks, become an entrepreneur, artist, sportsman, or whatever, because the safety nets are there. And I noted yesterday that some Singaporeans are able to thrive, especially those living in 249,000 square foot compounds, but we want every Singaporean to thrive. And this actually has an impact on health. We know, according to the report from the previous health minister, that low socioeconomic status Singaporeans actually live up to the age of 81, whereas the higher socioeconomic Singaporeans live up to 86.8 years. So there's a 5-year difference in the life expectancy dependent on your socioeconomic status. And that's part of the problem. So you end up poor people subsidizing rich people, just like our regressive GST system. And these rich people are the ones who benefit from the police, the military, and other support systems. This Saturday, the power is in your hands. When you go to vote on Saturday, your name will be called out. But don't be anxious. No one knows the serial number on your ballot or the mark put by you. There will be 2 SDP polling agents sitting there as your name is called out next to 2 PAP polling agents. They will make sure nothing goes wrong. They'll keep an eye on the whole process. For those of you who haven't already volunteered, we'd appeal to you to volunteer to be a polling agent. My wife and I will personally deliver lunch to each and every polling agent in Bukit Panjang. We did that in 2020. Your contribution to democracy will be invaluable. The last time round, voting was extended by 2 hours for no good reason, but we're hoping that you can be there in a bright red shirt or orange shirt and provide some reassurance for voters who do not want to be drowned in a sea of white. Go to our booths to sign up. But it doesn't matter. Even if you can't make it as a polling agent, you just vote for change. Tell your friends and neighbors. Vote for a Singapore where everyone can thrive. Vote for the SDP. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Paul Tambaya.
Dr. Paul Tambaya, everybody!
Do you want to see him in Parliament? Does he deserve to be in Parliament? Come 3rd of May. Your vote is secret. Please vote for SDP. Vote for Dr. Paul without fear.
That's right. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, right now, for the moment you've been waiting for, let's give the biggest cheer as well for the 11 candidates, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, for 30 years, Dr. Chee Soon Juan.
Very good.
大家好，我先用华语来跟你们讲几句话。阿妹阿伯，我是现在很关心，希望你们不要收到政府 CDC 的 voucher， 然后来投行动党的票。这一点很重要。你们要想到你们的孩子、你们的孙子。 他们的生活费用压力真的很高，样样东西都起价，所以你们要想一想，如果他们的压力很大，他们的心理安全的问题也是很大。你好好听哦，年轻的人现在27%，有1/4的年轻的人现在想要自杀。 你们好好的想，所以你们要知道，说到时候不要投行动党的票，想到你们的孩子、你们的孙子投民主党的票，把我们送进入国会来替你们发言，把你的生活费用来降低，好不好？投民主党的票，谢谢。 Good evening again, my friends. It's amazing the energy that you bring to this rally here, our final night. Thank you so much for your spirit, for your enthusiasm. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, as we were campaigning over the last few days, it suddenly dawned on me that I have been in politics longer than Arifin Shah has been alive. It's crazy, isn't it? Of course, people wonder why I haven't been able to get myself elected all this time. And I'll tell you why. It started way back in 1992 when I first came on the political scene and contested in the by-election in the Marine Parade GRC, where Prime Minister Goh Chok Tong was heading the team there. One of my opponents was Mr. Teo Chee Hian. We lost, of course, against the Prime Minister. But this is what Mr. Goh later revealed in his book called Tall Order. He said, and I quote, Lee Kuan Yew justified the GRC system that when Teo Chee Hean came in the 1992 by-election, he liked to say that without the GRC, Teo Chee Hean on his own, standing in a single ward, might not win against somebody like Chee Soon Juan, unquote. Now, fast forward to 2025. The GRC system is still used to thwart my electoral effort when Bukit Batok SMC was redrawn into a GRC. Now, following the by-election, I was sacked from the NUS, where I was a lecturer. When I protested the sacking, I was sued by my head of department, Dr. S. Vasu, who was also a PAP MP then, and 2 other university officials. May and I had to sell off our terrace house at that time to pay off the lawsuit. Being newly married at that time, it seemed like our whole world had come crashing down. Then at that time, neurosurgeon, the late Dr. Gopal Bharatham, got in touch with me and set me up with the CEO at Mount Elizabeth Hospital for lunch. We met and the CEO agreed that I would come on as a consultant neuropsychologist. But a few days later, I was told that the hospital couldn't take me on. After trying a couple more hospitals and got nowhere, it was clear that I was politically radioactive and I wasn't going to find a job in Singapore. But I had to make a living. So I decided to write a book and see if I could make some income. So in 1994, I published my first book, Dare to Change. It sold well in the now defunct MPH bookstore and also wherever I went out to sell it myself. But the trouble continued. Mr. Lee Hsien Loong said of my book, Dare to Change is a rehash of some old Western liberal ideas which have failed, and Chee Soon Juan packages them together and calls it a book. He didn't stop there. He is a liar, a cheat. He's deceitful, Mr. Lee continued, with as much venom as he could muster. He's confrontational. It's a destructive form of politics. And then he added, some opposition politicians want us to change. They say, dare to change. Change for the better or for worse. If better, by all means, go for it. But for worse, and the result is more bumbling idiots in parliament, then we will all be in trouble, unquote. Today, many of the ideas that I'd raised in the book, such as streaming in schools, healthcare costs, GST, public housing, CPF, and inequality in Singapore, and so on, have become mainstream topics in this present GE. But as bad as things were, my troubles were just beginning. A committee of privileges convened by Parliament was formed to look into the subject of healthcare costs that the SDP had raised. Now, during the hearing, the COP cited an error in my book, accused me of deliberately falsifying data to mislead the public, and fined me $25,000, about $45,000 in today's terms. The news was splashed right across the front page of Straits Times. And remember, there was no TikTok, no Facebook, no Instagram for me to tell my side of the story. The mud they flung stuck. It was painful. I remember going to the park behind my house late at night, and I sat there with May and I cried. Then came the split with Mr. Chiam See Tong. I was new in the SDP at that time, but the PAP wasted no effort in putting the blame on me. Mr. Goh Chok Tong is on record as saying that he had used the matter to, and I quote, destroy me. We would try to annihilate him, Mr. Goh said. Then came the 1997 elections. It was a terrible time for the opposition. The attacks from the PAP came thick and fast. During that period, our dog was poisoned. One evening, when Maya and I came home, we couldn't turn the lights on and found that the wires to our house were all cut. My car tires were slashed, and after I replaced them, they were slashed again. I can't say that the PAP caused all this to happen, but the vitriol and the hateful rhetoric had contributed to the toxic political atmosphere. And then I was sued by Mr. Lee Kuan Yew and Mr. Goh Chok Tong, and I was made bankrupt when I didn't pay the damages, which amounted to $500,000. As undischarged bankrupts could not stand for elections, I missed the 2006 and 2011 general elections. But even though I couldn't stand, I worked behind the scenes to keep the SDP flag flying, torn and tattered no doubt, but nevertheless flying, defiantly, proudly. Just around then, I was also fighting for freedom of speech and assembly. And this led me to being imprisoned for several occasions for conducting public events without a permit and for contempt of court. To cut a long story short, my friends, all this resulted in the government relenting and agreeing to the formation of the Speaker's Corner at Hong Lim Park. Now, the most significant development at Hong Lim Park, which I look back with great fondness and gratification, was the massive protest in 2013, when thousands gathered at the venue to protest against the 6.9 million population number, which the population white paper the government had put out. The huge uproar made the PAP backtrack to say that the number was just a planning parameter, whatever that meant. Around 2005, 2006, online platforms like YouTube and Facebook burst on the scene. And now I was able to reach out directly to Singaporeans. If you track my political history and the history of SDP, it was just about that time that public opinion started to turn in our favor because the PAP could not continue its propaganda without us pushing back. In 2013, I published my 7th book. It's called Democratically Speaking, which helped me raise funds to pay off the damages, which I managed to reduce to $30,000. All these years, I have been writing my books and selling them to make a living. It wasn't a lot of money, but I made enough to put food on the table for my family. We lived frugally and simply. When my children were younger, we had each other, and that made things okay. But the poisonous rhetoric continues till today. They sack you. Then they say you don't have a job. They sue you. Then they say you are a bankrupt. They take away your constituency, and then they say you abandoned it. And looking back, all the PAP attacks have taken a toll on my political career. Many of you believe, and some of you still do, the attacks against me. I have been called all manner of names, including a gangster and a psychopath. But I knew I had to be strong for my family, for myself, and for my country. There's a video on YouTube that filmmaker Martin C. did. It's called Singapore Rebel. At the end of the film, Martin did an interview with me, and he asked me how the attacks and labels would affect my family and my children. The closing scene was my younger daughter sitting on my lap, and she was 2 years old at that time, and she was flipping through a book, not knowing what was going on. And when Martin asked me that question, I remember replying that when they grew up, they would know that their father did what their father did and what he stood for, his values. I said that they will know what the truth is, no matter what names their father was called. Well, 20 years have passed, and they're all grown up now. They see the truth, and they know that all that's been said about their father is not who and what he is. I've made my fair share of mistakes, my friends, and I willingly pay the price for them, and I have. But I also know that in this long and arduous journey that was taking me 3 decades, I am not the villain. My children are all grown up now, and they have blossomed, and I am so proud of them. They and my wife, May, they are all that I have and all that I need. They have been my rock and my sustenance. They give me the strength to take another step whenever I feel I could not go on. Now they're all grown up and they have left home. And we are going through this empty nest. I want them to be beside me. But I also know that they must find their own world. And I think I'm taking it harder than May. But you can have both thoughts, wanting them to be with you, but at the same time knowing that they need to fly. I tell my children that no matter how far they venture, no matter how high they climb, Mom and I will always be there. Home will always be there. As a father, I want to give them the two most precious things in life: roots and wings. Roots to know where they've come from and that they will always have a place to come home to. And wings. Wings so that they can fly and soar and discover what's out there in the world. In that same manner, I dream of a Singapore with deep roots, roots that anchor us to this place we call home, reminding us always that Singapore is not just where we live, but who we are. And I dream of a Singapore with soaring wings that lift every Singaporean high above fear and doubt. Wings that give us the courage to rise, to speak, to build a nation that is free, democratic, and bold enough to stand with the best in the world. This is the vision that has guided me my whole life. It is the cause that I have devoted myself to. Not for glory, not for money, but for country. If you share that dream, that vision, my fellow Singaporeans, then come with me. Come with the SDP. The SDP has grown, and we're determined to grow further. I have said it before, and I will say it again. We don't have members, just believers. And despite the bleak years when the PAP gunned for us, these believers kept pressing on because they wanted to see a better and democratic Singapore. These are the same believers who will take care of Bukit Panjang, Marsiling UT, Sembawang, and Sembawang West. Believers who will walk the ground and organize your estates with purpose and efficiency, and who will serve with heart, and who will never stop fighting for a fairer, freer, and more compassionate Singapore, block by block, street by street, heart by heart. Miss Polisan says we are just noise. I say, this is not noise. This is hope. This is courage. This is the voice of Singaporeans who believe in something greater. This is the sound of a nation awakening to its full potential. This is the dream of a brighter, bolder, and more compassionate Singapore. Tonight, as the final night of GE2025 draws to a close, and as the mics fall silent, I stand before you, tired but not defeated. This campaign has been long, it has been intense, but every step of the way, I have tried to speak to your minds with reason, to appeal to your hearts with truth, and to stir your spirit with the hope of what can be. I have asked you not only to vote against something, but to vote for something. Something better, something new. I have felt the political lashes on my back. I carry the scars still, but I press on. I press on because giving up has never been an option. Not for me, not for Singapore. I have never stopped fighting. I have never stopped caring. And I have never stopped believing in the country that I love. I have never given up. Sembawang West, please don't give up on me. Instead, stand proud. Be proud that your member of parliament can be your servant, your leader, and most of all, your friend. Because together, there is nothing that we cannot do. Now, voters of Sembawang West, I stand before you, warts and all. Don't look for the perfect candidate. You won't find that in me.
Somebody fainted in the crowd. Need to call ambulance. Just let people know that she needs to get out.
Folks, I was just informed that somebody had fainted in the crowd. Can you just please just help her out so that we can move her and call the ambulance? Is she all right? Don't look for the perfect candidate. He's not here. Look for the one with the sweat on his brow, the dust on his hands, and the fire in his soul. The one who dreams of turning Sembawang West into a beacon of hope for all of Singapore to see. So when you walk into that voting booth on Saturday, you do it with joy, because we are about to begin something extraordinary. Do it with courage, because we are forging a community of strength and compassion. And you do it with pride, because you are not just voting, you are making history. My friends, the road to a bold, new, democratic, compassionate and creative Singapore runs right through here. This town that we call Sembawang West. My name is Chee Soon Juan. I am and will always be a proud Singaporean. Thank you. Good night, my friends.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 11 candidates, SDP present to you the 11 candidates.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to say our pledge together as one family Singapore. One family SDP. Do you want everyone to be voted right here, the 11 into Parliament? Then SDP roar! Let us say the pledge together, everybody.
We, the citizens of Singapore, pledge ourselves as one united people, regardless of race, language, or religion, to build a democratic society based on justice and equality, so as to achieve progress, prosperity, and for the nation.
Everybody raise the flags, everybody! For SDP, everybody light up your torches now! Show Singapore, show the world who we are! Together, we go for polling, everybody! SDP! SDP! SDP!
We have now
SDP.
Our long-time supporters.
Bobby Chow. SDP.
We have now our long-time supporter presenting and garland our 11 candidates. These are the well wishes from our supporters because they want to see our 11 candidates in Parliament.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's make some noise for them, everybody.
选民们，记得5月3号，请投我们新加坡民主党一票。
As the candidates here are being garlanded, I want to take this opportunity to say a very big thank you to all our change makers. Every face that you see up on the stage, there are hundreds more of people, of our members and our change makers for working so tirelessly every day to make this rally, to make this campaign a success. Please give them a big round of applause. Thank you, Irene. Thank you, Gerald. Thank you, everybody else. Angie, everybody that's worked so hard. Thank you so much.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen.
3rd of May, please go to the poll. Go to the polling station, vote without fear. Vote our 11 candidates and send them to Parliament.
Everybody shout SDP! 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 Everybody roar! Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and good night.
Have a safe trip back. Thank you.
Very good, very good.